We're going to start now with 20 through 16. Steven Jackson, really the only thing this guy hurts you in is field goal shooting. I have no idea why a player this good is like 41%, but that's the deal. Mike Dunleavy, we just heard from him, had a breakout season last year. Fantastic year. Ranked actually for the Indiana Pacers last year, 34th overall. Devin Harris, I see him as a major candidate for Most Improved Player of the Year this year with New Jersey. And then you have Vince Carter down a little bit. And I'm still feeling Vince in terms of the statistics, but he's coming off of a surgery, dinged up, got a little bit dinged up in the preseason. He did come back and play well in a game that we called on NBA TV. But Vince Carter, to me, I don't know how it's going to work out on a New Jersey team that's in a rebuilding type of situation. You know, I could see Jersey winning 25 games this year. Rod Thorne, Lawrence Frank, I'm sorry. That's just kind of how I see it. And I don't know how into it Vince Carter's going to be in that type of situation. What do you guys think? Is that a situation where Vince Carter can still put up his numbers, or do we see injuries popping in, and is Vince not going to be as reliable this year?
Well, I think it's going to be tough for him if they start out losing and they show that they're rebuilding. I would see his numbers going down. But if they come out the gate competitive, still making the run for it, if you think back to teams, back to Orlando Magic when Doc was there and they had all kinds of guys and no one really knew who they were, and they play well. So I think if they're competitive, his numbers will still be consistent.
Well, I think when you look at Vince Carter's numbers, without having Jason Kidd, a guy who's just a past first point guard who made everybody get their numbers, and, when you ran, Devin Harris is a guy I really, really love, but here's a guy who's going to try to score a lot. And then you subtract Richard Jefferson, and you bring in a lot of young guys, a lot of very talented young guys, but I think now you can double team Vince Carter's, and then he'll have to kick it out to some other guys. So his individual numbers, I think, will be a little bit low.
And here's a look at my rankings at the guard position, 15 through 11. And I've got Calderon. I think this dude is going to make a huge ascent this year. It would not surprise me if he averages a double-double. Joe Johnson at 14. Kidd down a little bit from the top 10 to 13 this year. Billups has been a top 10 guy in the past. I have him down just a little bit, and I have Kevin Martin at about 25 points per game this year, up about 2 or 3 PPG from last year. I've got him at 11. The Los Angeles Clippers are deep. I know they lost Elton Brand, but they just kept adding players the whole offseason. Obviously, their keynote guy being Baron Davis. And look at this guy go. Yeah, Eric, I never saw you doing stuff like this out there.
Yeah, you never, because I never could. But this guy, I've played against him his whole career. Tough cover. He gets the job done. The numbers, the wins, he'll defend, he's strong, he can post up. He's one guy that I've played against that I know you can come in and you better get your sleep the night before.
And here's 10 through 6 on my guard rankings. KD, Jay Rich, Nash, Barron, and Iguodala. Iguodala, a big-time stock riser type of guy. Nash and Barron, I've got them down a little bit from where they were last year. Nash last year was just absolutely superb, a top 10 guy. So is Baron Davis. I don't think they're going to be top 10 overall this year. All right, one last thing we want to talk about here. We're almost near the end of this hour. I can't believe that. But the top 5 guards, according to me. And one of these guys is Darren Williams. He went as high as 4th overall in one of the leagues, in one of the drafts that I've been in a 30-team league. Okay, I took Wade 6th. Some dude took Darren Williams 4th. You mad at him?
No, I think, if you look at the Utah system, it's going to be consistent. The point guard is always going to have the ball in his hands. He's going to get assists. He's going to get points. He orchestrates everything with that offense and that team.
So here's my top 5. I've got Allen Iverson. He's in a contract year. I know he gets banged up, but I'm feeling Iverson still. I can't go against the guy. The numbers are fantastic every year. I've got Williams number 4 on the guard list, not overall. Dwayne Wade 3, Kobe 2, and Chris Paul number 1. And last year was neck and neck between Paul and Kobe for the best fantasy player across 8 categories. As you guys look at that, do you have any problems? Do you want to blow me up on any of that?
Well, I think it's pretty good. I think we all consensus that Chris Paul will be the number 1 in everybody's draft because of the stats. But for me, Baron Davis has to move up into that top 5. I think you take out Allen Iverson, who I love, but I think, in that system with Denver, he won't get as many stats because of the style of play. They're losing Marcus Camby, so it'll be a little ruckus down there in Denver. I think Baron Davis stats, he moves into the top 5.
Okay.
I agree with your top 5. I think that Baron, I can't take Allen Iverson out of the top 5. I think Allen is still being there. I know that his numbers, I think with Camby being gone, he'll be asked to do more. I think he'll do more, and I think he'll want to do more. But I think Baron Davis will be pretty consistent with his numbers, but it'll be close. It'll be extremely close.